Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a challenge lock by Hack. This is not my first pick on this lock. This is actually my second. I did a video where I pulled it out of the package and everything and had some issues gutting it, and it was an unnecessarily long video. And I will link to it in the description. It's going to be an unlisted video, but the link will be in the description. So I was trying to pull the back off. I don't have a follower that'll fit over this tail, and everything went wrong. There's also a groove in there that catches the pins while gutting it, and there's actually a top plate that can come off, so that's the better way to gut it. So to start, I'm going to start with my my pick from Mr. Picker. So if you're looking for a custom pick, definitely visit the Discord channel for Lock Picking Universe. There are some great pickers in the custom picks channel, including Mr. Lock Picker. That makes some beautiful picks that you can pick up from people that are part of the community. Okay, so right away we're into a deep false set, same as on the first one. And I said on the first one that I was like, oh, I got caught on a T-pin, but then I had counter rotation, so obviously it wasn't a T-pin that I got out of because I had counter rotation. It was a spool that I had picked up. But part of the problem here is I can go to the far back, touch each and every pin, and all I'm doing is holding this from falling over. I'm not putting any pressure on this. I'm just keeping it from falling out of the lock, from tipping over. But I'm touching every pin, and they're all pretty tight. I'm not getting anything for counter rotation. So in the other video I did the same thing. I switched to this Sparrow's deep hook and get the same thing. I get no movement. So I use a little bit of manual counter rotation. To try and find that pin that's going to give me some counter rotation, because it is so deep. I assume because the serrations are so deep, it's not giving good counter rotational feedback. There we go. And then the last one is, there's a T-pin in there. So I'll get the lock here and show you what's inside. So we're going to pop this top cover off because it just get under it with a thin screwdriver, and that cover just comes right off. All right. Tweezers, spring 5, spring 4, spring 3, 2, spring 1. All right. So I'm going to move the key pins out of the way so they don't drop. And then I'm going to dump top pin 1. Top pin 2. Top pin 3. And 4 is the T-pin. I'll show you that in a second. It's actually it's kind of rough. If this was a tighter tolerance lock, like one from CLK, that has really tight tolerances and sharp edges, that T-pin would do even better. It did a good job holding there. In this one, you just have to go through and you have to touch it and get it out of the way after you get that last counter rotation. And you can kind of feel it stick. I think in a sharper lock, it would stick even better because it's tapered and it's not smooth. It's almost serrated. It's like micro serrations. I think it would do really well on a sharp lock, like one of the ones from CLK. So I'm gonna see if I can get this C-clip off of here and take the core out that way. It'll just be a little bit easier than trying to manage around. So let's see if I use this and a pick. Get a start on that C-clip. There we go. There we go. Now I can pull the C-clip out, and now I can pull the core, and I don't have to worry about top pins being in the way and everything. So the core will just come out. There we go. And you can see what I was saying about this core. It's these edges here are just a little bit rounded, so that that T-pin doesn't bite as hard as it could. Whereas if you've seen, well, even like on this master lock, those edges are really sharp. So having those little micro serrations on that tapered T-pin actually would be a good thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. We'll get a close look at everything here, and I'll show you there are 2 key pins that have some serrations. The only suggestion I would make, since this is his first challenge lock, is I would take the serrations a lot closer, because if you're going to overset, it's not going to be very far at first, and you can get into that overset. You're going to feel the serration and think that you're still on a top pin, and then you might start to go a little bit further trying to get out of that serration. That's how I do it. I try to keep stuff a little bit closer to the end, so the oversets, if they're going to happen a lot quicker and easier. But this is still a good lock. You can see then too, so kind of a rough cut spool here. It's got some a little bit of rough work. Looks like that might have been his first one they did. Got a little bit better. Has some taper inside of this spool, and then we have another deep spool here, our T-pin, and you can really see those little serrations on it. And then another kind of a beveled spool. So this is the one. No, it's number 2. So number 5 is actually the one that I got caught up on at the end. It was the last one to go, and once it went, then it was just a matter of nudging that T-pin out of the way. There's no work on the core. There's no, all these are smooth. There's nothing here, and there's no, all these are smooth as well. Nothing for threading or countermilling or anything like that. So that's Lock by Hack. It's going to be on its way to Australia in a couple of weeks. I am mailing out Duality. I'll be getting the locks from CLK to make the challenge locks for this. I'll be getting those probably early next week and making those challenge locks, and then in a week or two sending this second Duality box off to Australia. On challengelocks.com, it's Duality spelled backwards. On the box, it's a mirrored version. So duality, the yin and yang. So one is duality the right way, the other one is duality in a mirrored fashion. But yeah, so Hack, there's his first lock, and I have another challenge lock coming probably tomorrow. I'll make a video on that, and it'll also be going to Australia. But thanks for tuning in, and have a great rest of your day.